Okay, for this week's lesson, I just want to give you a quick introduction to some basic music theory. Just enough to get you really understanding what you see down here when you look down at your fretboard, okay? And I'm not going to tell you everything about it, but I'm going to tell you enough to get you playing 4 different ways, okay? The same exact song you're playing, you're going to have 4 different ways to play that song in just a few minutes. And it's really easy, okay? So we've been working on Boil Them Cabbage Down. So for time's sake, we're going to continue that. We know it as... right? All right. So a couple of weeks ago, you learned about chord inversions. Well, if you use that, it gives you a second way. It works for notes too. So your basic note that you were using. Right? That gives you 2 ways to play that already, right? Well, we've got something else here that we can do that gives us 2 more ways, and it's really simple, okay? So I want you to look down at my fretboard here and take note of these 2 dots because they mean something, okay? These dots mark our next octave up, okay? So if we go down here to the nut, we are tuned D-A-D, right? At our 0th fret. So our strings are open, D-A-D, right? So when we go up to our next octave, we start over at D-A-D. We're just higher, okay? That's what this is right here at the 7th fret, okay? If you press down all those, you're at D-A-D again. Okay, so press down at the 7th fret of your melody and then lift it up. You'll hear it, okay? That's a lower D, and that's the next octave up. All right? Now, I want you to look again. Watch this. I've even got another one here. Okay, so what that boils down to is you've got a set of notes here, all the way to here, right? And then what happens? They all repeat again. All those same notes, just another octave up. So with that being said, if I come here to do Boil Them Cabbage Down at the 2nd, 3rd, and then 1st fret, where I go 3, 2, 1. If I apply that up here at the next octave, I've got a 3rd way to play this. So here I go. I'm going to look at my position marker dot. And that just is real handy for me. I can look down and see that. So here I go. I'm going to play Boil Them Cabbage Down the 3rd way. You guessed it. You're already ahead of me, aren't you? You know what the 4th way is. The 4th way is just to play it on the bass string at the same place. The inversion, right? Okay, so I hope that opened that up for you a little bit and makes you realize that when you get past the 7th fret, you don't need to be afraid. It's just a repeat, okay? It's a repeat, right? So all your notes are the same and they just go up an octave. So when you strum open strings, and then you use the melody string or the bass string to get those notes, you're still gonna sound just fine. That's the beauty of the mountain dulcimer. All right? So you can let those strings ring out and play all you want up here, okay? You can also do that on your bass string. So that's 4 quick ways, right? Now, I didn't get into anything about big spaces for the frets or little spaces or how many notes we have in music, all that stuff. I didn't get into that yet. And I did that on purpose. I don't want to overwhelm you with music theory. So we just start over. Start over. Okay? All right, so there's your 4 ways to play anything you already play on the melody. And next week we're going to start putting this stuff into practice, okay? With a new song.